What is good, everybody? We are in game number 4 of this best of 5 finals between 3DB and 3D Anotand. It is the Pit and Anotand playing as the blue on the French, 3DB in the orange as the Ottomans. And right off the bat, just seeing the Civ matchup, I'm a little bit scared for Anotand. Ottomans, typically a civilization that just matches up very well into the French. They might not be one of those civilizations that's talked about being that high and mighty, you're always picked, you're always the best thing out there. But certain matchups for Ottomans, very, very good. And one of them is the French. You got these free spears that are about to start coming out, and everyone needs spears against the French early on, but you can also usually delay some gold, cause some annoyance, cause some idle time. Then you get that free transition into whatever military you want in feudal, castle, and so on thereafter. One thing though I will say is the Pit is a map that you have very vulnerable wood lines. If you don't invest in the defenses, you can definitely have a few night raids just ruin your day and ruin your game. So that's going to be the biggest worry for 3DB, is just how much damage will these knights cause throughout the game, if any, because we've seen some times where these players are just unbelievable with their responses, the ways that they deal with the raids, and their vision overall on the map. I think that is really what it ultimately comes down to. It's knowledge and information. They see where the knights are, where they're going, and how they need to react or counteract themselves, where we might see, you know, they're pushing up with the knights and we might see a counterattack on the other side. But all that being said, very, very advantageous matchup for the Ottomans, but doesn't mean it is just one to be chalked up as a loss for Anotand, because he's still got some strategy. There are always ways that you can find to win these games. Oh my god, and that would have been one way to do it, would have been taking out an early scout that had 6 sheep on it. That would have been no more vision and so much food, not only denied from the side of 3DB, but would have been secured for Anotand as well, since his scout was so close. School of Cavalry, though, it's already on its way. Very, very quick age up timing before the first spear's even able to get across the map. But as the French, you don't just want to be aging up. Usually you want enough gold for your first knight to pop on out, which that's going to be 6 more drop-offs for these vills. The first spear has just now arrived, and how will Anotand react to this? And Anotand just doing the typical, once the vills get kind of low health, I'm just going to drop them off, send them right on back home. And we can see the gold in the bank. 3DB can see the gold in the bank. He can click on this mine and say, all right, you got 70 gold. That's enough for nothing. I guess he's got enough for double broadaxe if he wants to get that as he ages up. So that could be the one benefit for him. Dropping down another house. And the next spear circling across the map. We talked about vision, knowledge, information. He sees exactly where this spear is, knows exactly when it's going to end up arriving as well. B dropping the minaret next to the berries, which I see a lot of people actually avoid. The main reason being is because it's kind of a trap. It's like, yeah, you save yourself with a mill, but your villagers that are on the berries on your minaret madrasa will go over to the berries instead of staying on the berries that will always be there. So you really just got to always keep an eye out. And if there's a person that is always going to be keeping an eye out and would expect to do so, it would be 3DB. Anotand? Sheep? Okay. I think he wants to get vision, but I think he wants to drop the sheep off at home too. That's at least what I would suggest. So the spears have decided to fully attempt to burn down this mining camp. Right when it was a couple torches away is when the first archer comes out and denies those spears. So ultimately, what did they do? Just cause delay on the first knight to come out and made Anotand invest into archers first before having that knight, which is the benefit against the French. That is your big, you know, advantageous spot. But look at what Anotand's also doing. Right as he pushes those spears away, makes the transition, wants to go for a second TC play. And here's what I was talking about. These villagers, rather than being on the twin minaret over here on these berries, they moved on to the crappier berries. They're not as good. And they don't always stay there. So now you're depleting food resources that you don't need to be depleting and at a less efficient rate. So just one thing, it maybe seems like a good thing, but it's a trap to drop it over here. Drop it next to your town center. And also, these villagers, now they're vulnerable. They're not tucked up next to their town center. A knight could easily circle around, hit these berries, which we might see later on. Anotand. Oh, 5 health on that scout. Oh, it's so close. Archers. The scout pickup, Anotand able to now fully deny the vision from 3DB. 3DB obviously reacting with some stone himself, but that's stone for a military school. That's stone for aggression, not stone for a secondary TC like Anotand is. Next drop off of stone, Anotand will have enough. Doesn't quite have the wood needed. And Knight still has not come out onto the map yet, so no aggression, is just kind of full focus in on just these few archers for defense. Now he's securing up his next food location with these deer, with this second town center, and this is really going to be the key that starts to unlock everything for the French player. Now he's got safe food and efficient food. He's going to use that combined with probably reclaiming his gold at the start to full-fledged this attack or defense from what's about to be coming from the Ottomans. Oh, speaking of defense, it's one single Sipahi, and Sipahi already able to take down a few of those archers, trying to hit some damage onto that lower health villager. Attempted body blocking there by Anotand, but that's going to be a Vil pickup by 3DB early on, and just shows you how strong these Sipahi are. Just tanking up all this with not a care in the world right now. Sipahi goes down, but I think it paid its due with getting that Vil, getting 2, 3, 4 archers. I think it was 4 archers that Anotand had. Now it's 0. So Anotand, he may have gotten his secondary TC up, but at what cost? Walling in his wood line, but leaving his gold miners just out there in the midst of nowhere. So, you know, I like some of the moves from Anotand, but some of them, they don't kind of see the bigger picture here. I will say, though, I mentioned on the other side, wood lines are always the most vulnerable spot. Imagine if a knight was able to circle around and just get inside of this wood line. That's 10, 15 villagers that have to run on home, be idled throughout all this, and that's exactly why 3DB needs to send some spears over there. Sipahi just non-stop running across, but it's not just Sipahi. He's got triple range, so there's no way that spears would even be useful during this either. So the boar gets taken. Villagers jump inside the town center. There's still some Sipahi here, though, and the Sipahi take down the scout of Anotand. And none even get taken down in return. So again, Anotand securing up his food for the long haul, but will continue to get pressured, and he's dropping a second barracks, which is such a trap against this right now because there's triple range on the other side. B's already got double-digit archer count out before Anotand even has his second barracks built. Sipahi trying to hit the wood line, met with that nice old palisade wall like we were mentioning it, but instead, where's he head? He heads towards those gold villagers. Back towards that other side of the wood line. A scout and an archer sent to clear this up. It will do some damage. The scout will clear itself up, but really will need the spear to arrive to help. And the other Sipahi, they're headed home, and Anotand is about to have a big trouble knocking on his doorstep, as now the archer mass moves forward. But it's not just the archers. There's almost double-digit Sipahi. Meanwhile, Anotand just now got to double-digit military units himself. Archers able to easily take down that spear. Villagers have to fall back away from the gold. Will need to fall back off of that berry. Yep, off the berries as well. Another spearman just sent up as a sacrifice. Anotand saying, please don't hurt me. Outpost trying to be built. Archers not quite able to get into range. This outpost so crucial to be finished. Needs to even maybe build another one or just get on out of here. Deletes the wall, but the archers circle. One Vil down. And this is just a perfect timing push from 3DB. Just taking down as much as he can, but Anotand doing a great job picking off reinforcing units. That is a great way to kind of stop these pushes that go back behind your eco, behind your base. Archer number for Anotand trying to climb up himself, but just struggling to do so with all of the Sipahi on the other side, as well as having his main wood line denied throughout all this. Had to transition to this middle, smaller wood line. 3DB headed right back to where the outpost may have been, but Anotand, he's trying to take the fight to 3DB. He's trying to say, no, we're not fighting behind my eco. We're not fighting behind where you want to pressure. We are fighting on middle ground. We're fighting in the mid map, and that way it allows his villagers to keep working. It's just not working out that well. As you can see, these military numbers, it's 42 to 14. There it is. Archers step forward yet again. Outpost trying to be burnt, and 3DB, he's got two different army masses that are both bigger than the mass of Anotand in general. So never a position you want to find yourself in, but Anotand has been able to give himself a Vil lead. It's just that doesn't matter if your Vils aren't working. He's got 15 idled. That is his Vil lead. And more will get taken down. All of these units, as they pop out, they have to be so careful in where they go, or else they start just kind of trickling in, as we see an archer get taken down. I think that's one of the first knights of the game coming out as well. Anotand trying to wall the mid-map. Secure up maybe gold in this mid-map as well. But it gets spotted out. The archer spotted out. A Sipahi's just going to sit there and wait, and that's 3, 4, 5 Vils. We can see 7 Vils total have already fallen for Anotand. He's trying to push forward with his smaller military mass and calls game. Anotand will be going to the losers bracket for another attempted shot to try to face 3DB. What a clinic there by the Ottomans. Like we said, that matchup very hard for the French, and 3DB just played it to perfection. So moving on to the grand finals, and Anotand will be trying to get a way back in it.